If you want results from your A/B testing program, you need a well-balanced program. Now, we at SplitBase, we use what we call the portfolio strategy, and we do that for our 8 and 9-figure e-commerce clients. And this is the strategy we've employed with brands like Dr. Squatch, Hyperice, and Amica. It allows us to cover multiple types of tests without having all our eggs in one basket. So here's how it works. It's pretty simple. The portfolio consists of 3 categories of tests. So we've got iterative, substantial, and disruptive tests. Now, the iterative tests are going to be smaller tests. They're quick to launch, they're low in resource requirements, and they're not very risky, right? And we're iterating on an existing element. A substantial test is the type of test that may require a bit of copy, a little bit of design, a little bit of development, but we're adding something new, right? We're potentially changing the user behavior a bit more or making a pretty major, medium to major change. And finally, we've got disruptive test. Disruptive test requires a lot of coordination, lots of design, maybe lots of copy, lots of logistical changes to make the test work. It's high risk, high reward. It may take a long time to actually build it. It may not work, but if it does work, it could drastically change the business model of the brand. So a good and well-balanced portfolio includes a little bit of each, usually in a quarter, a couple iterative ones, and a couple substantial ones, and then 1 or 2 disruptive tests, right? Obviously, it really depends on what's your traffic, what's the velocity that's possible on the website, but we want a lot of iterative tests, a couple substantial, and just a few disruptive tests. If we put all of our eggs in the same basket and only do disruptive tests, chances are, unless we kind of win the lottery here, we're not going to be able to have a program that generates results fast enough to make it worth it. If we're only testing iterative changes, we're never really make the difference that we could truly make with optimization. So a well-balanced program includes all of them. Now, here's an example. Here are 2 examples, actually, of the same test in 3 different ways. So let's say we wanted to test a headline, right? That would be an iterative test. We're just changing the copy of the headline, maybe just changing the headline, the subheadline, very minor changes. It's iterative. Now, let's say we still want to focus and experiment in the hero top portion of the page, right? Maybe here we incorporate video. Maybe we incorporate the offer directly in the hero section. We change the layout of the said section. That would be a substantial test. Now, what if we change the angle completely? We forget about just the headline or just the section, but we decide to target entire different customer base that we haven't targeted before. Well, that would be a disruptive test, right? Entire different customer base, maybe an entire different offer that we're testing in the top section of the page. Well, that is more disruptive. Now, let's say we wanted to experiment with bundles on a product page. An iterative test could be to have the bundle option upsell displayed on the PDP, but we add the savings next to the bundle, right? Very small change, very iterative, and that's it. A substantial test is maybe we integrate the bundle as part of the product's variant selector, right? So when people go to pick the product options, the bundle is a prominent option or maybe even the default option that customers will see. Now, what if we look at a disruptive test for a bundle? Well, one test we've done in the past, for example, is to make the bundle the only option. We removed the ability for people to buy the products individually, and the bundle in this case was the only option. So those are a couple examples, but obviously the portfolio strategy can be applied to almost any type of test. Make sure you have a balanced pipeline in order to have results. Simple as that. That is the portfolio strategy.